Hey everybody, it's Mitch and welcome to my next video. Today we are going to be doing a TV show review. Today's TV show is one of the most popular TV shows on the air. I think it is the most popular one on the air, and it's by far the most popular show about nerds of all time, and that is The Big Bang Theory, of course. An amazing, amazing show. It's a hilarious concept. I'm not going to go into too many specifics on seasons and whatnot because, in all honesty, at this point, I'm not exactly caught up. But I love the show. I'm not going to lie. I love the show. I just don't watch the primetime channels. Anyways, so what's the deal with The Big Bang Theory? It's basically, if you don't know already, a show about these two really, really geeky guys, Leonard and Sheldon, who live together in this apartment. They're both scientists. Leonard is a practical physicist, and Sheldon is a theoretical physicist. So they're both living together, and then all of a sudden, across the hall from them, this really hot girl named Penny moves in, and that's where things get interesting because she's your typical party girl, and they're incredibly antisocial and have no idea how to deal with that. But Leonard decides to actually try and be friends with her at the very first episode, and that's kind of how it all starts off. In addition, you very quickly realize that Sheldon and Leonard, they do have friends. Only a couple of them, Raj and Howard. So they're about the only friends that they're only really good friends that they have. They have a few other, sort of good friends, but those are their really close friends. And those guys are interesting. Raj is I forget exactly what he is, but he's got a doctorate in something. He's definitely a scientist of some sort. And Howard has a masterate in mechanical engineering. So he's he's actually a rocket scientist for NASA. Um, Sheldon actually has two doctorates, and Howard also has a doctorate. So they make fun of Howard all the time because he's uneducated because he only has a master's degree, which most people I know don't have a master's degree. That's not really anything to make fun of someone for. But yeah, they're always making fun of him because he only has a master's, not a he never got a doctorate. You see more stuff as the seasons progress, but I'm gonna try and stick with just the fundamental core of the show for now. Um, some of the interesting things, they all have very odd character traits. Um, we'll start with Sheldon because he's the most interesting. Sheldon is incredibly OCD and incredibly narcissistic. He is incredibly smart, there's no doubt about that, but he's so smart that he thinks everyone else is just so far beneath him they're not even worth his time. He's constantly insulting everyone's intelligence, uh, while at the same time he's incredibly OCD about things. You can't sit in his spot. He's very strict about the rules. He has a roommate agreement with Leonard. It just insanely OCD about things. He does things the exact same way all the time. Very, very ordered. Definitely major, major case of OCD. That's really only half of it with him too, because yeah, he's well. And on top of that, he has very little sense of social concepts. He doesn't understand them at all. Even among his own friends, they don't exactly like him because he's kind of a jerk. He's a jerk to them. He doesn't get what they're talking about. He's self-centered. They they don't like him that much. They hang out with him. Initially, you think it's just because of the roommate. You find out later that for some weird reason they actually do like him, but they sure don't show it because he is a jerk to them all the time. And he doesn't mean to be. He just doesn't understand people at all. Although he's learning throughout the course of the show. Penny does teach him um, how to deal with people, which something most people know how to do to some extent. You know, all geeks struggle with this one, but well, to some extent. But yeah, then you have let's go with Howard next. He is, at least initially, he's really, really bad with the ladies, partially because he is a creep. He is just like the biggest creep you can think of. He's, I mean, he was, I think he flew, yeah, at one point he flew a drone over the freaking, I forget exactly what it was. I think it was the top model house to spy on all the girls in the backyard. I mean, the guy's freaking crazy. Yeah, he flew a military camera drone over to spy on him. Uh, he's just, he's a creep. That's all that he is. He's a creep. Um, but that does start to change a little. He's still very pathetic. He's also a major mama's boy. He lives at home with his mom. Yeah, he does. I say he does work for NASA, so he's got a pretty well-paying job. But he lives at home with his mom, and he can't do anything for himself. His mom cooks. His mom cleans. His mom picks out his clothes for him. I think. I mean, the guy's like a kid with a really well-paying job. But other than that, yeah, he can't take care of himself. So kind of pathetic in a lot of ways, and it really does show. Um, and I mean, even with his job and everything, it still pales in comparison to the jobs of his friends. So he's the butt of everyone's joke because yeah. Next up, we have Howard's best friend Raj. Raj is from India, and you can tell a little by the way he talks, the way he looks, all that good stuff. But that doesn't really mean much other than the obvious cultural stuff. His parents are incredibly, incredibly rich over in India. Um, he doesn't really act too spoiled. A little bit though. You do sense it from time to time, just how much money this guy has, as well as he's. I think he's metrosexual because he acts a lot like a gay guy a lot of the time, but he's into women. He's not gay, but he acts like one from time to time. Uh, he has a lot of the same interests, hobbies, all that kind of stuff as you'd expect from a gay person. So that's kind of an odd trait, and the whole thing with him and Howard, since they're so close, it comes off a little bit gay, even though neither of them are, which is pretty funny. What else goes on with that? Another big thing with Raj, probably the biggest thing, I probably should have started with this, is Raj cannot talk to women. He has select mutism, which, yeah, he can't speak when there's a woman around, unless he's drunk, which he doesn't, you don't find that out a little ways into, I think it's season 1. But, yeah, he can't talk around women, which is interesting. It definitely adds some comedy to things. Next, I guess we'll get into Leonard. He's kind of the main character, really. Leonard is the cool one, if you can even really call him cool. He tries to be cool. He's got a decent amount of social skills. He's still kind of pathetic, which comes off a lot when he's constantly hitting on Penny, but he's got decent enough social skills. For his group, he is like, he's really social for his group. Uh, he's the kind of the leader of the group. Sheldon thinks he's the leader, but Leonard really is the leader, and everyone knows it. Sheldon's the only one who doesn't. But yeah, so he's kind of a cool guy compared to the others. He's still a major geek. Can't make it. Has a hard time with women. Lucky that he can even get anything with Penny. But he's a nice guy all in all, and you know, definitely the central character of the show. Um, then that brings it to Penny, the something of an antagonist, I guess, because she's the one who really upsets the balance that they have going on, which creates the show. And she's just your typical party girl. She's not like so bad. Like, I mean, she's not like some teenager or anything. She's a little bit older and a little bit more mature, but kind of ditzy in a lot of ways. Although she's she's not exactly stupid. She actually learns a lot from the guys, surprisingly. But she's got a lot of those sides where you'd expect. I mean, a lot of the main boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend that they show is just so stupid. like ridiculously stupid. It's kind of interesting to see that, how she interacts with her friends and stuff. Which, yeah, it's hard for me to talk about it because I don't understand that kind of character personally. I mean, I'm a major geek myself. I can relate to the guys way better than I can to that. But yeah, all in all, it's a good show. It's hilarious. There's a lot of comedy that you see, just by everyone's awkwardness, how they relate to each other, and it's just a really solid show. Like I said, I think it's the #1 rated show on the air currently, so it probably will be for a while too. So yeah, guess that's all I have to say about that. Let me know what you think of the show. Anything, feel free to leave that in the comments down there. In addition, like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to my channel. I got a ton of other stuff, all geek related. So yeah, check it all out. Anyways, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you.